Welcome to this first edition of Four Downs with Danny J.
And Mr. Wright.
We're excited to be doing this. We've been talking about doing this for a long time. We wanted to get this podcast off the ground to start talking about something that we love, which is sports. I'm really excited to be doing this, Connor.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right, so first we want to let you guys know who we are. And go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, I'm Connor Wright, Mr. Wright. I'm married. I'm going into social media marketing, and ever since I was a little kid, all I loved to do was play sports and talk about sports and then play more sports. So I'm super excited. I played baseball and football in high school, lots of basketball on the side, so covered all my bases pretty well there. And I'm married. I served a mission in Fresno, and just loving life.
Nice. All right, and I grew up playing sports. One of my very first memories, I was about 3 years old, and I remember going into the backyard, and we had one of those big, fatty, plastic red bats.
Oh, yeah.
And my dad would pitch it to me, and I'd just be cranking shots. I was
Easiest
about
hit ever.
3 years old at the time, and that's really one of my first memories, and I love it. I love thinking back to that time. But I grew up playing sports. I played Little League soccer, played Little League baseball, played baseball for 15 years. And then I switched and played football. Looked for a winter sport, so I did wrestling. And on the side, I did a little volleyball and did some ultimate frisbee. And then I came out here to BYU, where I joined the club ultimate frisbee team and traveled around the U.S. playing ultimate frisbee. It's a pretty fun sport. For those of you who haven't played it, haven't seen it, it's fun. It's a really fun sport. We'll probably delve into it at some point here. Maybe not today, but
Hopefully never.
at
But
some point. It's growing. It's a growing sport.
same with your stomach.
Yes, thank you. So I'm studying athletic training here at BYU. I'm in my senior year, and I've been going to school off and on for a while now. Like Connor, I served a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. We're both LDS, and I served mine in Romania. So anyone who speaks Romanian, give me a holler. That'd be cool.
Holla at you, boy.
Married, got a 2-year-old daughter. Her name's Aislinn. She is the cutest girl ever.
I will attest to that.
She's pretty darn cute. We got a little boy on the way, a little heir to the throne. And yeah, I'm a diehard BYU Cougar fan. Also, go Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
And no one wins like them.
That's hurtful. This year, Rex is gonna change our fortunes.
That's what you say.
Also, go Mariners. We're gonna make it to the playoffs this year. Knock on wood. Real Salt Lake and OKC Thunder, Buffalo Sabres. Those are my teams. So I'm what we like to call a glutton for punishment.
Yes.
Lots of potential. Never
Never the
really
ring.
reach it. Never really reach it. So that's us. If you guys have any questions, please shoot us an email or shoot us a comment. We'd love to answer any questions you guys have.
I'm sorry, ladies, we are married, so.
All right. Now, this show, we call it Four Downs with Danny J and Mr. Wright because we're going to do 4 topics. It's not always going to be football, even though we have our beautiful football helmet. He will ever be present at every podcast.
We won him together at the BYU Drop 50. We won the Snapchat challenge. I did all the running and the hard work, and Danny just said which way to go. So it was a team win.
Brains, brawn. And we got our football helmet. He's named Baby Taysom.
Best day of my life.
Better than your marriage?
I was about to say, besides my wedding day.
Okay. So we're going to do 4 topics. First down generally is going to be a national storyline, something big that's going on in the national news. Second down is going to be something that matters to us, mostly BYU sports. That's what we're really keyed into. Third down is going to be either other sports, some of the smaller Olympic sports, volleyball, soccer, maybe ultimate frisbee. And then our last down is going to be kind of what to watch for. What are we looking forward to this coming weekend coming up? Kind of some predictions. We're going to have a prediction challenge. We'll get into that more later. And we're also going to review the previous week, what we've liked, what we've seen, and what's going to happen. So
Yeah.
that's going to be the basis of the show. We're going to say this a lot, but if you guys have any suggestions, anything you want us to talk about, please let us know.
Definitely.
We are here for you. We do this because we love it, but we're here to give you guys our opinion. So if you want to hear something, please let us know.
Definitely. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Let's get started. Second down.
Second down. All right, so big news coming out of BYU camp this last week, fall camp. Taysom Hill's going to be the starting quarterback. There was a battle between he and Tanner Mangum, the incumbent, because of injury from last season. What do you think? Do you think it was the right call? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Were you surprised? What do you think?
I think it was absolutely the wrong call.
Wrong. Why?
I love Taysom Hill. I think he's a fan favorite. Everybody loves him. He's going to sell tickets. And honestly, like when he jumped over that Texas defender, I think everybody just, like he won everybody's heart. But here's the thing. I give him 3 games before a season-ending injury. I just don't think he's going to last. And I think it's a mistake because Tanner is going to be the future quarterback. There's no doubt. I mean, at least starting next year, but I think in 3 games he'll be the starter. And so now he's losing the starter snaps in practice. So he's not getting the practice that he could be getting. And I think Taysom would make a much better asset to the team as a running back or a tight end or a safety. I think as a running back to back up Jamal Williams, he would do great because he's such a beast. He can run people over, and then he can actually get hit as a running back instead of getting hit as a quarterback, which when you get hit as a quarterback, most of the time you're up, you're not like putting your shoulders down and plowing through people. And it opens up a whole new list of playbook, a whole new playbook. He can do wildcat with him there and, trick plays. I just think the future is with Tanner. And yeah, we love Taysom, and he might get us a few wins, but I think in the long run, I think it's a very short-sighted decision when really this is a first year with new coaching staff, and the season is not going to be a very great season. I don't think we're going to have a chance to really do anything big, and so I think they need to think more long-term.
Fair enough, understandable. But I staunchly disagree. I think Taysom Hill was the guy. I think he was the guy coming in. I think that was the pitch when they recruited him to come back to get his medical red shirt and to come back. I think they said, look, this was your team before. This is still your team. You're our leader. You're going to be a senior leader. Jamal Williams is coming back. You guys have amazing chemistry.
Yeah, they do.
And with this daunting schedule that's coming up, I would feel much better having 2 proven quarterbacks ready to go through that gauntlet that is this upcoming season for BYU, rather than just 1 proven quarterback. And Taysom, we saw it for 3 quarters last year against Nebraska.
3 quarters.
3 quarters before that unfortunate injury took him out the rest of the season. But we saw he was a much improved quarterback.
His throwing had gotten
His throwing was on point. He was accurate. He was throwing with touch. He wasn't just blasting balls like kind of before. And he was on pace to have an amazing season.
And he stayed in the pocket, which he hadn't done the year before. He would always get out and try and make something with his feet. But that, like in Nebraska, he stayed in the pocket, which I thought was impressive and a huge improvement.
He stayed in the pocket, but took off when needed to be.
Exactly.
So I think it was the right call. I think it was kind of Tanner was supposed to push him, which is what he did. Tanner was supposed to make him a better quarterback, which is what he did. And Tanner's going to be ready to go. He came off of his LDS mission where he threw the ball once every 3 or 4 months and then had a season like he did last year. With having a spring camp with his new coaching staff, having a fall camp with his coaching staff, and playing the position. You grow up thinking that you're going to play. You don't expect to play these wide open spread offenses. You expect to play more of a pro style offense. That's what I grew up thinking. Under center, maybe shotgun on 3rd down, but not always. the widespread offense, the zone read. And I think it's good that we're getting back to a pro-style offense. I think Taysom won the position. They would have played the best guy, but I think Taysom also had the inside track. He beat Tanner last year. He beat him this year, but Tanner's got to be ready to go. If you look at Tanner Mangum's career here at BYU, you would have expected over his first 2 seasons to be the backup for one and to be the starter for one. Last year, due to injury, he was the starter. This year, he's a backup. He's going to be ready to go. He's going to be just fine. He's still the future of our program for another season or 2, depending on when he turns pro, if he stays through his senior year or not. And he's going to have a very great season next season. But this year, the guy who gives us the best chance to make it through is Taysom Hill.
Well, I was reading some articles, and Sataki, the head coach, even said that Tanner's going to play. And in my mind, that just says, like, hey, because there's really only a few teams that we could even blow out, and they're at the end of the year. Maybe Tulare, sorry. That's a city from my mission. Toledo. But in my mind, they kind of have that feeling that Taysom is going to get injured. And I think Tanner can still be a leader and such a huge support and such a good piece to this team, just not a quarterback.
Agree to disagree, my friend.
And that's fine. That's fine. Third down. So what are your predictions for the upcoming season then?
All right, so let's do best case scenario, worst case scenario, and then our actual predictions. Best case, 12-0.
Obviously.
Taysom Hill
National
wins the
championship.
Heisman. Taysom Hill wins the Heisman. He wins the Maxwell Award for best quarterback. He also wins Mr. Universe. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. Jamal Williams coming back, senior running back. He's going to win the Doug Walker. And let's not forget, Johnny Linehan is going to win the Ray Guy Award for best punter, keeping it in the state of Utah for the last 3 years. Congrats, Tom Hackett. We hated you for the last 2 years up there at Utah.
Thorn on our side.
But you had an amazing career. And Johnny Linehan is going to keep it in the state of Utah. Yeah. Even though he's only going to need to punt 10 times. He's going to score every other time.
Now, keep in mind, that's a best case scenario.
That's not my real best case. I don't think that we have what it takes to beat Michigan State and Michigan State. I'm not scared of the rest of the schedule. It's daunting, but I don't see any unwinnable games outside of Michigan State. Yeah. So my best case scenario is 11-1. I look, it's tough. You're at Arizona, you're at Utah, UCLA at home, at West Virginia, in D.C., at the Washington Redskins Stadium at FedEx Field. You got Toledo at home, you're at Michigan State, Mississippi State at home, SEC coming out here, at Boise, at Cincy. So 9 of those first games, or 6 of those first 9 games are on the road.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's a rough stretch.
Season.
And then you got SUU, you got Massachusetts and Utah State coming here to end the season. So honestly, I think we can hang with any team on our schedule, but I just don't see us going into Lansing, Michigan and beating Michigan State. What's your best case?
I think my best case is 9-3.
Okay.
I would love for it to be a 12-0 season, win the national championship. All the awards go to BYU players. But just in my mind, realistically, the first 4 games, if we come away 3-1, I think we have a chance of going 9-3. And that's if we go 3-1 in the first 3 games. I think we can beat Utah. They have an unproven quarterback, brand new, and that loss from last year is still kind of ringing in BYU's ears.
Yeah, that bowl game was rough.
Just the way they lost. The first 10 minutes I cried. Literally, tears. I think we can beat. I just think, there's going to be one of those games where we just don't win in the best case scenario. And then I think you're right. I don't think we beat Michigan. I think Mississippi State is going to give us trouble. And even, Boise State, they always come here and they always play hard.
We're going there.
Or we go there and they kick the crap out of us. I still remember when Jake Hughes was playing and that game where we lost like 50-something to 3.
Why? Why bring up horrors?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, so I think best case scenario, I don't see us getting out of the season. Best case with more than 9 wins.
Okay.
And that's if we just start the season off right. Walt Taysom is healthy and Jamal Williams is healthy, but I think with this new coaching staff like we have, it's gonna be a rough season.
All right. So speaking of rough, worst case scenarios.
3-9.
Ouch.
To be honest, I mean SUU and UMass are givens, and even Toledo and USU. Those are 4 games that if we lose, it's a disgrace. But BYU has a hard time winning the games where we're supposed to win. They always make it close. Now we do have a new coaching staff, thank heavens. But I still think there is a chance that we get upset by one of those teams. And so I think it would either be Toledo or Utah State that upsets us. But I think worst case scenario, we go 3-9.
Worst case for me, 4-8. I agree that the schedule's tough. There aren't any real games where I look and I'm like, okay, we should win that one.
Except
until the end of the
SUU.
season. Until the end of the season. But at the same time, I can't see us dropping more than 8 games. I think, we beat Toledo at home. We beat Southern Utah, and we beat Massachusetts. And then either Cincinnati on the road or Utah State at home, we win one of those 2. I don't see us dropping both of those games. So my worst case scenario is 4-8.
Okay. So what's your actual prediction then?
My actual prediction is 8-4.
Mine too.
Actual, I think 8-4. So let's go game by game. Okay, we'll kind of run it down and discuss each game. So BYU kicks off the season at Arizona.
I think they lose.
I think they lose.
I think they lose.
First game in the Kalani Sitake era.
I think so. I mean, I want him to be as successful, and I'm super excited about him being the head coach and his coaching staff. But I just think it's a game one with a brand new coach, a quarterback who hasn't played really in 2 seasons. He played 3 quarters last year. I mean, it's going to be like he's a whole new player, I think, with nerves and everything, unless he can handle that. Our corners, we've always struggled with the defensive back, and so I think we dropped our first one.
I disagree. We will win in Arizona.
No.
We will start off the Kalani Sitake era with a win.
I hope so.
They don't know what to prepare for.
That's true.
We have a brand new head coach. We have a brand new offensive coordinator, brand new defensive coordinator, brand new special teams coordinator. They don't know what to prepare for.
Yeah.
We have a very solid, talented returning core of guys. We didn't lose a ton of talent from last year. Yeah, we lost some.
Mitch
Matthews, some of our other wideouts.
Some of our best players.
But the best player on the field is Taysom Hill. The best athlete on the field is Taysom Hill. And we have him coming back. He's 100% healthy.
Let's hope so.
And I see us winning in Arizona. Besides, it's going to be a home game played in Arizona because BYU fans are selling out. They're going out for it.
That's
that
true.
speaks volumes about the BYU fan base. Because if we can go to a foreign stadium and outsell them 2-1, 3-1 BYU to Arizona fans.
Yeah.
If their AD is pleading with fans to try to get out to that game because they're getting outsold, I think it's going to be a pro BYU crowd.
I think you hope
I
so.
think in a professional stadium that they're going to go down there and they're going to beat up on Arizona.
Last time I think BYU played in a professional stadium was against Oklahoma.
And we all know how that turned out.
Yes. The one good win from Bronco Man.
There were a lot of good ones from Bronco. Bronco's a great, great coach. We'll discuss that at a later time. All right.
BYU versus Utah?
I got BYU at 1-0. You got BYU at 0-1. No. The Holy War.
All right.
Week 2.
BYU cannot let that be a loss. That would be 7 years in a row losing to Utah. I don't think they can do it. And that loss from last year was at the very end, and now we're having it at the very beginning. It's too fresh in their mind. Utah has a brand new quarterback. Yeah, they still have a solid defense, but I just don't think BYU can. They just will. I think they'll refuse to lose that because it would be 7. Kalani Sitake has coached there, and so he's familiar with them. I think they'll be very prepared, and I think they'll squeak by.
I think Utah wins. As much as it pains me to say, I think Utah.
7 years in a row, though.
I think their defense is too good. I think they are too deep. I think their talent is deeper than what we have. Being in the Pac-12 has really benefited them. And love them or hate them, Kyle Whittingham is an amazing head coach, an amazing defensive coordinator, where he will always put his teams in a position to win because they're not going to get blown out.
No.
So they got a new quarterback, yes. They got a new running back, yes. But I feel like their defense is going to be a little too much for us to handle this year. I don't see us going into Rice Eccles and winning that game. I think it'll be close, but I think a turnover or two is going to be the deciding factor.
And BYU doesn't turn it over, I think we win.
Fair enough.
Maybe 1 turnover, but last year that's what killed us was those turnovers, and they were just unlucky turnovers. Let's be honest.
How can it be unlucky when the ref doesn't call a pass and the defender's arms are wrapped around
it's true,
the receiver so he can't?
Yeah, but Tanner Mangum going back and just hitting the defender's head, things like that. Utah really just had some luck, and it's better to be lucky than good. And they won, no doubt. I hated it when BYU fans were saying BYU should have won. Whoever wins should have won. That's the bottom line. But there's no denying Utah just got some lucky breaks.
They did. However, this year it'll be a close game, but I see Utah pulling out a 21-17 kind of a victory.
Yeah.
All right, so we both got 1-1 going into week 3. First home game of the season, UCLA coming to BYU.
I think BYU loses. I don't think UCLA loses.
So let me get this straight. You think BYU loses the season opener, first game in the Kalani Sitake era?
Mm-hmm. First home opener.
And the home opener. Okay.
Here's the thing. UCLA I don't think is as good as everyone. And preseason rankings don't mean jack crap because injuries happen. Disciplining action takes place with players all the time where, their number 1 player gets suspended. Things like that happen. So pre-rankings don't really mean squat. But I think that, UCLA just beat Hawaii and Australia 50-30 or something.
You mean Cal?
Cal beat Hawaii 50-30. And they're in the Pac-12, and the Pac-12 is strong. There's no denying it. And I just think UCLA is going to come in and just beat us. Not a blowout, but...
I look back to the game last year, and we had our chances to win that game.
Sure.
And I think we were outcoached, is what I think. I don't think that will happen with this coaching staff. I think this year, home opener, BYU gets the win. Now, Josh Rosen is an amazing quarterback. That kid can play. He is as good as advertised. Their quarterback is stellar. But you could see last year, he saw some looks from Bronco Mendenhall that confused him, that took him out of his game. And I think Kalani is one of those kind of coaches, and Tuiaki is going to be one of those coaches that gets after the quarterbacks. That we go, we knock them around, and I think we get the win. I think we're gonna shake them. I think you can't rule out playing at altitude. I think they're gonna get a little gassed towards the end of the game, and I think we're gonna win.
Okay.
All right, so I got 2-1, and you got 1-2 going into week 4 against West Virginia. This game is against West Virginia in DC at FedEx Field.
I think BYU can pull this one off. And here's why. They've now had 3 games under their belt. Their coaching staff is now a little bit more established. They know they'll be more prepared. I think that it'll be finally where they are now have everything in a rhythm and are good to go, and I think they'll be able to win there.
I don't. Originally, when I looked at the schedule, I thought that was a winnable game. West Virginia's coming off a bye week. The week before, they're playing Youngstown State. So they're going to have about 2.5, 3 weeks to prepare for BYU. After 3 games, you've really shown kind of who you are, what your schemes are, so there aren't going to be any surprises for West Virginia. They got a very potent offense, and I just think historically, doesn't matter who the coach is, Lavelle, Croton, Bronco, we don't play well on the East Coast. And so I think with West Virginia having that much time to prepare for us, study film, get some tendencies, and coming off a very tough first 3 games, I just don't see us winning that game. So I got us 2-2, and you got us 2-2.
Yeah.
All right. Now, second home game of the season, week 5, Toledo. Win. BYU win.
I think so too, easily.
They got a good running back, and that's kind of it.
If that, I think, yeah, that's about it.
All right. Week 6 at Michigan State. Nope.
Loss. It's going to be messy.
Hopefully not as messy as Michigan last year.
Yeah, but oof. It's going to be messy.
It's
Unless all of their starter players break their legs.
And you, Michigan fan, you can make that happen. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. All right. So, Game 7, Mississippi State at home.
I think we lose.
Debbie Downer.
Here's the thing. I want to have a realistic outlook. Here's one beef I have with BYU fans is they think everything is going to be perfect. And I just want to be realistic. And that's kind of how I look at it is like, yeah, I'd like them to win, but I think that's their 4th loss of the season, and then they don't lose the rest of the season.
See, I got that as a win. At home, Mississippi State doesn't travel super well outside of the SEC region.
It's true.
And I don't think they're going to be prepared to come in here. They lost a ton of talent last year.
They did.
A ton of talent. I think they're going to come in. Yes, they're going to be good. But assuming we're all healthy,
Assuming Taysom hasn't been lost to the season.
Which, that's what we're running on.
I'm kind of banking that he's out by then.
I think we win that game at home. And then we go up to Boise, week 8, and Boise gets us up there.
I think we can beat them this year there.
I think they're just a little bit. They're at the end of that gauntlet, that tough schedule. I just don't see us having the juice because it's a quick turnaround. It's a Thursday night game. We're playing Michigan State, and then 5 days later up at Boise. I don't see it happening for us up there.
I think coming off the Michigan State loss, blowout, BYU will be pissed, and they'll want to come out and play hard. I don't think they're going to be sad and depressed and everything. I think they'll come out and want to prove it, like, hey, we don't suck, especially after such a rough season. They're going to want to come out and play hard.
All right, so we're both at 4-4 to this point. At Cincinnati, Game 9.
I think we win.
I think we win. They just named, I forget the kid's name, but it's not Gunnar Kiel as their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Gunnar Kiel, what a disappointing career that kid's had. He was supposed to be, he was the #1 recruit in the nation coming out of high school. Went to Notre Dame, now he's at Cincinnati because he couldn't make it at Notre Dame. And
that's the thing, you really don't know how players will turn out. As much as you can speculate, and like that's why we're doing what we do right now, is because we love speculating and talking about things, but you really don't know until it happens.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. But I think BYU goes into Cincinnati, gets the win, and it's Big 12 elimination game. Potential Big 12 candidate elimination game. That's what I think.
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
Okay. Southern Utah.
BYU win.
BYU win.
Yeah.
That's it.
BYU.
They lost their head coach, who is now our assistant head coach, and welcome, Coach Lamb.
Thank you for coming. And they lost like all their players and stuff, and it's going to be a rough season for them. And I think Utah's going to smash them too. Opening day.
UMass.
That's a win for BYU.
That's a win for BYU. Good try, Minutemen. We salute you. Utah State. Last game of the season. The wagon wheel on the line.
BYU win.
BYU win. We get some revenge for a couple of years ago when Taysom Hill went out.
Yeah. He'll already be out by this game probably. So.
With the broken leg, unfortunately. I was there.
I was too.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it was very sad.
But I think we get some revenge for them finally breaking the streak here in Provo. Decades of coming here to lose. I think we start a new streak and we end the season 8-4.
That's what I think too. So some disagreements on how we get there, but it's the same. And I think if we end the season 8-4, it's a good season for a brand new coaching staff. If Taysom can stay healthy the entire season, that's a win in itself. But 8-4 with a brand new coaching staff, which Sataki, I think he's going to be great, and I think it's going to be a great era with him. But he's never been a head coach before, so it is completely new. And a brand new offensive coordinator who's never coached at the college level. Even though I think he's going to be amazing, I think an 8-4 season is going to be great.
I think 8-4 is very realistic. I think that's what's going to happen, and I think that's a very positive season.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this season. There's a lot of buzz around this program, and I think it's going to be a very good season. Now, if we go 6-6, is that a disappointment?
I think it depends on how we go 6-6.
On who the losses are.
On who the losses are. If we win some big games but then lose some easy games, that's a disappointment because we should have done better. If we get blown out multiple times, going 6-6, that's not a good 6-6. But if the games are close and we gave ourselves a chance, then I think that's a more positive 6-6. So I think the 6-6 depends on how we go 6-6.
I agree. It's got to be how you get there.
Yeah.
6-6, if you get some big wins, would be nice. But that means you've also dropped some games you should have won.
Yeah.
And there aren't many here on this schedule, but I feel like 6-6, while not great, would be a good building block. It'd be a good start.
If we go 6-6, losing the first 4 games, and then beating Toledo, and then losing to Michigan State, yeah, and then maybe one more loss in there. Yeah, it's going to be a rough season.
If we start out 0-4 and end the season 6-2, I think that's a win.
You mean 6-4?
No.
Oh, the rest of the season. I got what you're saying.
Math,
it's
not
hard.
your strong suit. All right, so 8-4. That's our prediction.
Yeah.
There it is. Go Cougs. All right. 4th down. It's prediction time. College football. Love the smell of college football.
It's here!
All right, so first week, we're going to predict 5 games. We're going to make our picks. Now, we're going to do a challenge where we keep a running tally of our scores, how we predict. And then maybe once a quarter or so, whoever wins gets something. Whoever loses has to do something, be punished for being dumb.
It's going to be
whatever. We'll come up with something. You guys can give us your input, what you'd like to see.
Yeah.
Something fun.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't quite come up with it yet, but there's going to be something fun. There's something on the line, so we're taking these pretty seriously.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to base these kind of on, sports here in Utah. We're going to pick the 3 Utah teams, BYU, Utah State, a couple other big games, whether they're NFL, whether it's UFC, whatever's coming up that we want. But this week, it's all going to be college football.
Yeah.
All right, so first game, Southern Utah at Utah.
Utah wins 42-10.
Utah wins. I didn't give a score because I don't want to see that.
Yeah, either way, I think there's no chance that SU has. Not a chance.
No. It's a good scrimmage for Utah.
It's a good warm-up match.
All right, BYU at Arizona on Saturday the 3rd.
I think BYU loses 24-28.
So it's close.
It's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means, but I think it's going to come down to a field goal.
I think with BYU going down there, outselling them, I think with the quarterback issues Arizona has, that BYU gets the win. I'm predicting 31. That's 4 touchdowns and a field goal.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. To 17. 31-17. Cougs get the beat down.
Okay. Weber at Utah State. I think Utah State's going to beat them 31-13.
Utah State gets the win, but it's going to be a little bit closer than that.
You think?
I think it's going to be about 24-14.
24-14. Okay. I think they get a touchdown and 2 field goals. That's it.
All right.
Utah State's not a bad team.
No,
I
they're
think
not.
they've really elevated their play, especially the last few years. They have a great coaching staff. I mean, yeah, they may not have as much talent. They don't get the top picks in Utah like BYU and Utah does, but I think there's no chance.
They're a solid program for sure.
Yeah.
They used to be, kind of bottom of the barrel, but they've definitely risen to the occasion the last few years. Coach Gary Anderson did an amazing job building the program. Matt Wells has just continued that on. I think they got some good talent up there, and I think they beat up on Weber.
Mm-hmm.
But with some questions at quarterback, new receivers, they lost a lot of their talent.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think they're going to come out and just lay the smackdown on Weber.
Well, a 24 or a 31-13 isn't that much of a smackdown.
So, all right. Now, the 2 biggest games. USC at Alabama. Who you got?
Roll Tide. Bama's going to win 24-10. I just think.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Nat, shout out to you. I think Bama is just too much of a physical team. I think, it's going to be, it's home for them. They just came off a national championship. They're Bama. As much as I'm not a fan of the SEC, but their top teams are the top teams usually in the nation. And, and I think USC doesn't really stand a chance.
USC with new coaching staff.
Yeah.
And I can't go against Saban.
No, he's proven.
He's one of the top 2 or 3 coaches in the nation, if not the best college coach. The rich keep getting richer, and I think they start off with a huge win against USC.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Oklahoma at Houston.
I think Oklahoma wins.
So do I.
I think it's going to be a 45-24 victory for OU.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
You think so?
Houston's got some banging talent there on offense.
They do.
They're fantastic. I think it's going to be a high-scoring shootout.
Okay. I think they're going to be able to score, but I don't think they're going to get more than 24. And I think OU is going to lay down the smack. They're just going to stomp on them. Houston, they're ranked. They're coming into the season ranked, but again, preseason rankings don't mean jack crap. And I just don't think they're going to be as good as they're hoping. They did have a great season last season, for sure, but I don't think that's going to carry as much into this season.
Fair enough. I think Houston's a fantastic team.
Oh,
They're
no.
returning most of their talent, and I think that it's going to be a close one, but Oklahoma gets the win. So just to recap, we have no disagreements here.
No.
No.
So it'll come down to the points. Who's closer?
So, well, we'll see. Coming towards the end of the year,
Here's the thing. I think with Houston, if it is a shootout, I think Houston will win.
I think it's a shootout, but Oklahoma gets the win at the end.
Okay.
With Baker Mayfield getting a last-second touchdown. I think it's going to be the game of the week.
All right.
All right. Now, one thing we want to do for you guys is we want to do a little sports trivia to get you guys a little more involved. This question is based off the Olympics. The Olympics just wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
Very questionable going into the Rio Olympics, how they were going to be, how they were going to be perceived, how they were going to be pulled off. But I thought they did a good job.
I think it was overall successful.
Overall, I feel like it was a success for all the question marks that were involved.
Yeah.
Dude, Michael Phelps, we salute you.
Thank you. Bring it home.
Katie Ledecky, we salute you. Simone Biles, salute.
Good luck with Zac Efron. I hope it works out.
You didn't give her a kiss on the cheek.
That's something.
She is only 4'8", so. But
She
yeah,
could beat you up though.
that's true. I would just curl up in the fetal position and just cry. Yeah, love the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
What were kind of your favorite sports to watch?
Honestly, this may be a surprise, but the weightlifting, the powerlifting, the Olympic style, I think it's awesome. There's some guys there that are just incredible with their strength and just, I mean, it's such a dangerous sport too because they're putting so much weight over their head. The dancing weightlifter, I don't know if you saw that. He was hilarious.
It was very fun.
That was awesome. I really love weightlifting, and so it's just so much more impressive to me. I think my favorite, there's this guy from an obscure Middle Eastern country. I can't remember what it was. But he kind of had a big gut, and he didn't look very strong, but he put up a ton of weight and got into first place at one point when there was this other guy who looked jacked, and he couldn't get, it was a couple of kilos lower than him, but he couldn't get it up. And so I thought that was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Of course, I mean, who doesn't? The Usain Bolt, congrats. That guy just is a beast.
Yeah, he's fast.
It was history that I got to watch history made, and I thought that was awesome.
That's very cool. Yeah, Usain Bolt was fun. I can stomach swimming about once every 4 years.
Yep, exactly.
So that was a lot of fun. The diving was fun. But my top 3 sports to watch, rugby sevens got back into the Olympics.
Yes.
It was a little bit disappointing for Team USA. We kind of gave some games away, both on the women's and the men's side, but still, I loved rugby. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Rugby was awesome. Wrestling, the wrestling was a lot of fun to watch.
These guys are beasts.
Judo, that was awesome. I watched field hockey for the first time. That's a crazy sport. That was nuts.
Yeah.
Just overall, it was awesome. A lot of fun.
Yeah. USA got a crap load of golds and medals and everything. So
We did.
USA all the way.
Proud to be an American.
Merca.
All right. So, with that being said, here's our trivia question to you. Give us an answer. Put it down in the comments or email us, whatever you guys want. First correct answer, you get a shout out next podcast. And, maybe down the road we'll do some prizes or something. Yeah, we'll see. All right, so how many times have the Olympic Games been held in the Southern Hemisphere? There it is. There's the trivia.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you guys for tuning into this podcast. Thank you for everything you guys do, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
This has been 4 Downs with Danny J.
And Mr. Wright.